All right. Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 145. Coming to you.
February 7th,
Yep.
2023.
2026.
Remember when you were going to
Yep.
put the date and all the intros?
Yeah, that I was thinking ahead a little bit there. Illinois losing to Iowa 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do? It's supposed to be a game day, but it's not. I guess we should just get this out of the way first with Illinois is supposed to play Minnesota tonight. Minnesota apparently COVID only exists in the Big Ten. I mean, what is it like?
I don't know what's going on. So it got rescheduled for the 20th. Underwood, it's not going to be happy, I assume.
Or should he? I mean, it's
6
ridiculous.
games or 3 games in 6 days. I think now they got 8 over the next 22. So, and according to Brad, this team can't handle runs like that. So.
I would think that at this point right now, where this team is, I would think that game on February 23rd against Northwestern is going to be where they run out of gas. So you hope that they can go into Indiana and win and then beat Minnesota. But
yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is that instead of a bounce back game against Minnesota, you got to hope that it's not a overlooked game in between Indiana and trying to, get one against Northwestern instead of getting swept. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to put rules in, stick to the rules. But.
Well, I know they're different situations, but I mean, this is the same league that blindly followed their rules to give Michigan a BS regular season title 2 years ago.
True.
So, but now they won't follow their own rules because Northwestern gets to reschedule like 30 games.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's completely inconveniencing other teams and coaches.
Yeah.
And it's the Big Ten to a T, I would say. Very on brand for the Big Ten to do this.
Yep.
So.
Steve's here with us this morning. Steve, how you doing? Crypto's coming in hot this morning. He says, "Good morning, fellas. Why does Hawkins suck so bad? Everyone knows when he gets to the paint, he's not going to the basket. It drives me nuts. The week of practice can only help heading into the night." I agree. More time to play the currently number 2 team in the Big Ten. More time to prep for them. I don't think you're upset about that. I think you're just upset about where the game falls later on in the month. So, more time to prep for probably a game that you need to win against Rutgers to, stay in the talk of at least a double bye, because right now, although Illinois is sitting in 3rd, they're currently 8th in the Big Ten tournament standing. So I know that you don't care about the Big Ten tournament, Ethan, but
I mean, who cares?
So Illinois loses in a road game against Iowa, 81-79. I hate to say that I, talked it into fruition, but Sanford basically hits a dagger 3 against Illinois to win this game. But we'll talk about the good. We'll talk about a little bit of the bad, but of course we'll talk about our Pogs first. I went with Jaden Epps. Yesterday announced he was Big Ten Freshman of the Week, so congratulations to him. 30 minutes, 7 for 14 from the field, only 1 of 5 from 3, 1 for 1 from the line, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, another 0 turnover game. Since he started and running the point, he's been very good with the ball, especially against the press that Iowa ran. Illinois did have some mistakes, but those didn't come from Jaden Epps. They came from, a veteran. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. At one point, he had 12 in a row for Illinois. It's amazing, again, how he can, find lanes, how he plays so much under control. And I've talked about it repeatedly about how much better his defense is getting. Hoop Informatics on Twitter. He put a little thing together, and this is only in conference play, but per 100 possessions for the other team when he is on the floor, the other team scoring 90.7 points per 100 possession. 90.7, I think, points or baskets, I don't know, per 100 possessions. When he's on the bench, 119.4. So he's definitely stepped up his defense. I don't think you have to rely on Sincere coming in and making that impact as much with as much as he has grown defensively. The only knock I got against Jaden Epps is the three at the end of the first half. That whole sequence just kind of killed the momentum for Illinois. Up 4. I think there was 10 seconds left when he took that. No shot clock on. And then, of course, Chris Murray comes down, hits the 3. Terrence Shannon Jr. is in his face with no time left and doesn't put a hand up, which I don't know if you put a hand up, if it really matters at that point. But that just kind of swung it. Iowa comes out hot the start of the second half, then Illinois kind of gets back going. So that's just something that they gotta figure out. Underwood said in the post game, quote, "By far and away his best game of the year. He carried us because of our foul trouble." And then he continued, "He's really good. Jaden is a rock star. He carried us in spots in the second half. You would be hard pressed to find a better freshman guard, not in just this league, but in the country. No turnovers. I think you look at his turnovers in the last 6 or 7 games is almost nil. Nil, word I got working in my vocabulary, apparently. You remember that press last year, ate up Trent. This year, he just cooked it. It wasn't an issue." So he also said that his trust is growing with him by the minute. So, yeah, Jaden Epps, it's amazing as a freshman how under control he is playing, and to not turn the ball over. He continues to just be impressive. He's going to be really good moving forward. So, go ahead.
Sky Clark's better.
Sky Clark, your player of the game?
Almost forgot about him the other day. And then I remembered, oh, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hope he's doing well. I will say about Epps, I don't think Brad's meaning to take a shot at Purdue, but I feel like Purdue probably has the best freshman guard in the Big Ten. But
yeah,
I think a lot of it has to do with probably the fact that Lawyer was playing big minutes right away. Epps kind of didn't come around.
Had to work into it.
Yeah, I think that's a big But other than that, I mean, all Big Ten freshmen, he should be second team, because I assume the first team with guards, if they're going to actually follow the rules and pick like 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center, I would assume that the freshman guards on the first team will be Fletcher, Lawyer, and what's his name?
Hood Schifino.
Hood Schifino, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Accidentally forgot his name there, huh? Because I was getting confused between Lawyer and his brother. I think his brother's Foster Lawyer, or this one's. I'm very confused. I think this one's Foster Lawyer.
Fletcher.
Is it Fletcher?
Yeah,
it is Fletcher. It is Fletcher.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought so.
It's just so confusing sometimes. I mean, Jesus, can we switch letters in the first name? What are we doing? My player of the game is Matthew Meyer, and then you put in parentheses, of course. Like, why wouldn't it be? Like, this is another game where he probably has 30 if he's not in foul trouble.
That's true. Underwood even said that. So,
and I think
don't get in foul trouble.
Part of it's on him. Yes, I agree. But also, like, how many ticky-tack off-ball calls is he going to have to take? I mean, like, every game there's one.
Yeah, I just feel like
those calls.
I just feel like he is so. He's just. I don't want to say slow, but it's like he's trying to mitigate them into being able to block a shot or something like that. But yeah, I
don't know if that's a term.
Mitigate.
That makes sense in this spot.
Sure does.
How about trying to, like, I don't even know what you're trying to say.
I don't know. Trying to get them. I don't know. He
easily
lets people pass him so he can come from behind.
He's trying to bait them into letting
and
also shot.
Also the I did like how he tried to do the around the back, pick it out of somebody's pocket, and they called it, and then they called it on the next one when it clearly wasn't a foul on Iowa. So at least the rest were consistent in one thing.
Sure. He played 28 minutes, probably plays 30 plus if not for foul trouble. 7 for 9 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, 21 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, what else do you want from the guy? I mean, 7 for 9 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, makes free throws.
I want him to not foul.
I
Ethan.
agree, but still, I mean, this is a game where if they win, he would be your player of the game.
I don't know, because when he had to go to the bench, Illinois had to rely on somebody else. So
Yeah, but they also made a run because of him in the second half, early in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, he did hit that crazy 3 that I mean, I don't even know how he made that. Underwood and Meyer both talked about foul trouble. Underwood said it affects both ends of the court. He's cooking them, and they had no answer for him. And he was the best player on the court the first half. But you can't commit those fouls and silly fouls. That impacts our team. Instead of a 21-point game, he should have been a 31-point game. Meyer said, quote, just been fouling too much. That is just my fault. Replaying one in my head, I fouled Christian McCaffrey in the post. That was just a stupid foul, and that is the kind of stuff that is costing us right now. We just got to clean that up.
Did he say Christian McCaffrey?
He did say Christian McCaffrey, yes. Yes. And I think that's the one where he tried to poke it out from behind him. He also said, when you have a close loss, I just replay certain plays in my head. I missed the rebound that Chris Murray got and kicked it out for a 3.
He should have called him like Kyle Murray or something.
He should have. He's trying to do his best Bardo impression, I guess.
Go into the bit, yeah.
Travis, what's going on, buddy? Congratulations on making it to state, by the way. Jay says Meyer gets a little lazy on D sometimes, yet that's the least of their concerns.
I think he gets bored.
It's true.
Bored.
that might be it. So yeah, I mean Matthew Meyer he has turned into what we thought he was going to be. The first of the year had some struggles.
He's been better. I think he's been better than
we thought. Yeah,
last few.
I would say that.
Weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly better than the next guy.
That's true. Coleman Hawkins, 35 minutes, played all 20 in the second half. 0 for 7, 0 for 4 from 3, 6 of 10 from the free throw line, 6 points, 9 rebounds. He did have 6 offensive rebounds, but I'm pretty sure 3 of those were off his own missed bunnies. So, take it as you want. 1 assist, 3 blocks, 3 turnovers. He missed 3 free throws in a row down the stretch, which were pretty crucial. He did get fouled on that out of bounds play where they called it out on him. Iowa gets the ball. They go down. They make that 3. That 3, I wish, Dane Danger has to realize that's Sanford out there, right? He's got to jump at him or something. I don't foul him, but he just kind of nonchalantly walked out there to him. Let Sanford try to take it to the hole is all I got to say. So I just, there's those little things like Underwood talked about the press and how it ate up Trent Frazier, but like Coleman just lazily let that ball fall out of his hands. He made the pass, I'd say 40-foot pass to Matthew Meyer, who had 4 fouls, and then he was mad that Meyer didn't come to the ball, where he probably would have committed his 5th foul. So defensively, I thought he was good. I thought he did a good job on Chris Murray. He was very good at helping off the ball. So defensively, I see why he's in the game. But man, is he a liability on offense? He seems weak to me. He doesn't want to be aggressive at the basket. There were times where he got into the lane, and it doesn't work out. And then you have people, posting on Twitter, look at our center bringing up the ball. Wow, it's amazing. 6'10" center. He's not a center, guys. Stop calling him one. If he was a center, he'd play the post once in a while. Brock Unplugged and plug it back in. It worked. Are we still live? Can you guys hear us? I don't know where Ethan's at. He said his internet. We have the same internet because we live literally down the street from each other. So we're back. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Ethan will probably be back, I assume. So where were we at? Wes said RJ is tough to watch right now. Sucks knowing he has potential. Yeah, his shooting's been rough. A lot of nonchalant passing this year. I think that's a lot of Coleman. I don't know. But yeah, you just can't have that from Coleman. Underwood said, tough night for Coleman going over 7, but we asked a lot of Coleman, and I thought he did a pretty good job on he's not coming back. So I guess you guys are stuck with me right now. I don't know what he wants to do. But Rod says, I think the line will bring it. Rutgers is above them in the standings. Yeah, I consider this one of those like must-win games. So Terrence Shannon, 33 minutes, 3 of 10 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 4 turnovers. Shannon seems to be turning the ball over more lately. His ball handling, I think people can get to his ball easier than what he has. So Hawkins looks like a baby deer who hasn't found his legs yet. Yeah, especially in the lane. Like I say, he just looks weak. Which, I mean, I know that he's 6'10 and lanky, but I don't know why he's that weak. So Indiana, Rutgers tonight. Yeah, big game. But yeah, his dribbling woes continue. He's trying to come back online. You guys got anything to say? Anyways, I'll just keep going. The 3 that he took towards the end of the game, not necessarily what you would think Illinois would want. Get that ball to Meyer or get it to Jaden Epps. Somebody get to the basket. But Underwood said, do we see Goody on Saturday? I think so, probably. My dogs are going to start barking now, so Ethan will be back in a second. All right, guys. Yeah, so this is going really well. I think we see Goody on Saturday. I think this game off. I think we would have saw him tonight, actually, if Illinois would have, been handling Minnesota how they should. I think that we probably would have saw him. Underwood did talk about Goody. He was asked about him, of course, and he said, quote, I'm going to be fair to him. He has been in 2 practices. One, he was gasping for oxygen and trying to find his lungs. We will see how that happens in practice. We're back in practice tomorrow, so we can see what it looks like moving forward. We will need him. Wasn't the right day to throw him out there in this environment on your first game back. So, Ethan's trying to reset stuff. Hawkins always crying too. Dude is getting on my nerves. So much potential to score underneath. I agree. I've talked about that at the beginning of the year, where it seems like he blames everybody else for mistakes he makes, which as a leader, I don't think you do that. So Hawkins does have a high dribble. I know he's 6'10". Good week of practice will help Goody a lot. I agree. I think that helps. Like I said, I think he would have got playing time tonight just to throw him in against a team that Illinois should have handled pretty easily. So I don't know. Dane Danger 30 minutes, 7 for 11, 3 for 4 from the line, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 1 block, 1 turnover. I thought Danger was good this game. This is a game, he was my player to watch. This is a game where he should have dominated Rabracha. And it seemed like when he did get the ball, he did pretty well in there. I wish Illinois worked on getting him the ball more. The only thing, like, I love when Jaden Epps gets hot or when Matthew Meyer gets hot, but I feel like when you keep going to the well so many times, the other team's going to stop it. Of course, Illinois didn't stop it when Perkins kept doing what he was doing. Of course, getting to the foul line helps that, but in speaking of Coleman goes to the lane where he should have probably had an easy bucket, and instead he gets stuck there. Danger's trying to get open. Danger gets called for a 3-second call. So it's those things offensively that just drive me crazy about Coleman. Jay says, just wish when Hawkins would drive and he's got like a 10-footer shoot the ball. Yeah, I mean, he's so passive. Even down low. I mean, he's 6'10", right? He shouldn't be that passive in the paint. And when he does go up, it looks like he's trying to flail to get a foul call. So Ty Rogers, 18 minutes, 3 for 3 from the field, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He did have 3 turnovers, but I think we saw the more offensive-minded Ty in this, at least in the first half of this game. And then you also saw his freshman in him. He made those mistakes, a few, timely turnovers towards the end of the first half. One of the passes Underwood commented on about how he just kind of threw it to the corner and nobody was there. But really liking what we're seeing from Ty Rogers on the offensive end, along with how well he plays defense. And, 6 rebounds, always got to like that. RJ Melendez, 15 minutes, 0 for 1, 2 for 2 from the line, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover. Defense is still really good. When he was on Sanford, he played really good defense on him. He did have one of those. He was dribbling the ball and he bounced it above his head because he lost control of it, and then he missed a wide open 3. Ethan put down. He missed a 3 again that was wide open, but he only took 1, so that's good, right? Jay says need to get Rogers more minutes. More he plays, the better he gets. I mean, 18 minutes. I think that's where you want him. 15 to 20. I think is a good spot for Ty right now. He's definitely getting more confidence. You can see that in him. Do I wish that he might take some of Coleman's minutes? I guess. I just don't know. Sincere, 11 minutes, 1 rebound, 1 block, 1 turnover. I just put down that they, tried to run everybody at Perkins, put Sincere in there. Sincere made, he made a good pass that Danger couldn't corral. Then he makes a foul that's, 50 feet away from the basket. And Underwood talked about Perkins, and he said, quote, the fouling got him in the rhythm. It's not the shots he made. You have to make guys shoot hard shots. When you let a guy get going and you have to put him on the foul line, to his credit, he did make them, and he was terrific today. So Ethan's internet is out. So I think maybe I'll just finish up the Iowa game, and maybe we'll come back a little bit later today and talk about Rutgers, if that works. I know you guys don't have a say, so. Brat says it is still too fast for Rogers. It will slow down. I think that Rogers is too fast. I think Sincere can block Edie. Sincere did have a great block. He got up on that one block that he had in this game. So other notes and quotes, go over these real quick for you guys. And I think if you look just at statistics, you would think that Illinois probably won this game. Rebounding, Illinois won 37-26. Illinois shot 49%. Iowa shot 45%. They both hit 7 threes. Illinois 5 blocks, kind of their MO. Iowa with only 2. Free throws really, as much as Iowa benefited from the free throw line, they weren't that too far off. Illinois 18 of 23, which you will always take that from Illinois, I think. 18 for 23, 78%. So I think you take that all day long. Iowa 26 of 30. Of course, Perkins shot 16 of those, 15 of 16. Kind of hurt Illinois a bunch. And Ethan had interesting stat he shared online on Twitter. Iowa had 46 points in the second half on 11 made field goals. So Illinois continues to turn the ball over, 14 turnovers this game. Underwood said of that, he said, quote, Ty pitches one to the corner where nobody is, standing there for no reason, under no duress. Coleman has one fumble out of his hands for a turnover. He throws one 3/4 court. He said those weren't even forced, but I thought for the most part we were okay with it. You can't win on the road having unforced turnovers like we had. So Underwood was okay with all but 3 of the turnovers, I guess, is what I get from that. But his post game, I got 3 quotes here, and then, like I said, we'll probably be back once Ethan's internet gets figured out a little bit later today. So Underwood opened up, quote, my hat's off to them. They made a few plays and obviously a lot of free throws. That being said, I am a little disappointed. Number 1 defense in the league versus number 1 offense, and we just weren't disciplined enough on the defensive side. We've had 2 games this year where we have fouled abundantly on the road, Northwestern and here, and it's cost us both games. If Perkin makes all those 2s, great. I'm happy with that. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I mean, what the hell, Xfinity? This is their fault.
I don't know. I was just going to do the post game and figure we can come back later.
Well, hopefully this holds.
Keep going. So,
where are we at?
I'm to the post game. So,
Coleman Hawkins stinks. TSJ's got to be better in big games. RJ still can't shoot.
Yep.
Sincere, fine. Don't expect him to really be able to guard somebody that weighs 300 more pounds than him. Ty Rodgers, you saw the good and bad. Those are my thoughts, everybody. And also, 11 field goals, 46 points is maybe the most ridiculous thing to happen in college basketball this year, at least on a big scale. So that's kind of, I mean, what the
hell? Thanks, Crypto. Appreciate it. Live TV is crazy. Yeah. Live from
that is a
middle this is gonna be nowhere, Illinois.
An interesting episode for people to listen to after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't that bad.
I'm just saying.
Of course, the dog started barking when you left. So.
I disappeared. Nobody's gonna know what happened.
You're freezing now,
and it's happening again. I can feel it. Yeah,
there we go. Underwood continued. We gifted them by being undisciplined and fouling them. You can't give up a free throw block out when they do miss one, and you cannot not get on the floor for a loose ball scrum. That leads ultimately to the game-defining 3. Those are plays we always make, and we didn't make them. So, somebody asked him if it was good to have this nail-biting experience during the season, and Underwood said, I don't care. We practice them. I would rather win by 15 every night like we have been. We didn't handle the end of the first half very well. End of the first half was a huge momentum swing, like we all have been saying. I love Jaden shooting the ball there, but he cannot shoot that ball. We need to have much better understanding of time and score and how to handle that situation. He was also asked about not calling a timeout at the end of the game, which if you've watched Brad Underwood the last 4 years, how long has he been here? 5 years, 6 years?
This is his 6th year.
Sheesh. You know that he never calls a timeout at the end of the game. So I don't know why people are asking him about this, but of course they are. and he said, quote, "What is wrong with it? It's a broken floor. They could jump into the zone. We like the matchups. Jaden has made his fair share already in his young career. I hate timeouts in late games. We practice them for a reason because it doesn't give the defense time to get set. I liked it. Unfortunately, they made a heck of a play." Do you think Jaden Epps was fouled on that three?
Haven't watched it back. Wouldn't know.
Okay. I just don't think Jaden Epps airballs a shot that bad if he's not fouled.
Was it blocked?
I don't think it was tipped. I gotta let my dog in.
I'm gonna give it a look here. I will say, in terms of late game, I'm curious to see why the refs. And while I am an advocate of the refs not getting involved in games late and making, really enormous calls late in games, I do believe that if you're just going to sit there and let Iowa sit there with the ball in the corner on inbounds and just travel like multiple times and not call it, I mean, I don't understand why you're even there.
Yeah, and that's I don't want to say that the refs were the problem because Illinois was fouling a lot.
Yeah,
but the out of bounds, the ball that went out of bounds, that ultimately led to that three, and then the clear travel were just, I mean, those were huge. But I'm not mad with how Illinois played this game. They played well. This might have been the first game where they didn't have a 5-minute scoring drought. So overall, they played well. It was just not well enough.
I don't think that was enough contact for them to call that late in the game.
But it explains why he missed it so bad, right?
I don't know. I just can't tell. I mean, he hit his hand after the shot went up, but also RJ needs to hand that off to Meyer and clear out would be that's what I would do.
Yeah. For that's the thing is I see both sides of calling a timeout there. If you call a timeout, like Brad said, you give them a chance to set up their defense, and you also give them a chance to foul. So it's one of those things where they practice it, but it didn't look like they practiced it because there were 3 guys standing within 2 feet of each other at the end. So
I just hope that the upload of this podcast doesn't sound the way that I've been hearing it because it's just big pauses. Hopefully the people that are watching can hear everything that you are saying because I can't the whole time. So I don't know. I mean, we're going down here. So
my internet's working.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I mean, we have the same internet.
Same internet. That's what I said.
It doesn't make any sense. Luke Goody. Last quote.
Goody. I already did it.
Damn it! I want to talk about Luke Goody.
Oh, Luke Goody. Okay. Underwood.
You don't have to say it again.
No, Underwood just said that Luke Goody's got to get back in the game. I told the viewers that I thought that tonight would have been a great night for him to play some minutes. But I don't think a week of practice is going to hurt him.
Yeah.
So, more time for rest, I guess. But
I
don't
assume
think
Brad
he needs rest. He needs practice.
I assume Brad viewed it that way as well. Get him back in there tonight, but no, they can't. So you just got to wait. I mean, I'd definitely rather see him than RJ right now. Yeah. I mean, Goody defensively last year looked better than RJ did. Now this year we'll see, but he's also hard to believe that he wouldn't be a better shooter right now than RJ is.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing, like Brad said, is his conditioning right now. So, I mean, when you're in a boot, you're not running, you're not doing anything. So, Brady's going to vote for Goody for president when he runs in 2042.
Just a quick stat here. I don't know if you talked about this at all. This is from your boy on Twitter, nameless. Hawkins is 5 of his last 30 from 3. RJ's 5 of his last 40. TSJ is 4 of his last 18 and 11 of his last 40 overall. And then Epps is 5 for his last 23. So a lot of guys struggling from 3 on the squad.
Yeah. And Brad was happy that Coleman had that wide open three for a chance to tie it. So
Great, tremendous. And also, let's also say this. I know it's Iowa's defense, but Illinois generated a lot on offense. Like there was a lot of good looks, this is the best that their offense has looked in a long time. And I think a lot of it probably was because Iowa's not good defensively. But
and that's like Epps had his way on Sanford. Sanford couldn't handle Epps.
Yeah.
So
and in case people were wondering, Matthew Myers 12 for his last 28. So that's in the last 4 games. Let's just do quick math on that one here. 43%.
He took 22 over 2 games, didn't he?
Yeah. So that would be the last 3 games. He's 12 for 28. If you want to stretch that to 4 games, he's 14 for 34. So either way, it's better than anybody else in this team. So
better than 22% or whatever we're getting out of RJ.
RJ is just a train wreck on the offense.
Yep.
Like, how many games in a row has he gotten an open 3 and just it never looks like it's going to go in?
Yeah, ever. It just looks uncomfortable coming out of his hand. I mean, Iowa was playing off of him. That's how bad he's been.
Yeah, I think everybody should do that.
So, I hope so.
All right.
It's coming back.
Illinois, Rutgers, Saturday. Illinois 16-7, 7-5 in the Big Ten. Rutgers 16-7, 8-4 in the Big Ten. Saturday 1 p.m. FS1 Bardo spot probably again. Just feels like it because this is the 3rd Saturday afternoon game in a row on Fox/FS1. So yeah,
again.
Yep. Rutgers plays at Indiana tonight. I would certainly say that Rutgers has the best defense in the Big Ten. I think the only team that you could argue second might be the Illini. Could be Indiana, though, too. You never know, I guess.
Brad Underwood said we have the best defense. I don't know what you're talking about. Bratz asked Goody's stats last year, 37.2% from 3 last year. I thought I was muted. Sorry.
16 for 43. He's almost made more than RJ this year. RJ's 18 for 76. So Goody, with 33 less attempts last season, made 2 less threes than RJ's made this year. So just to compare the two there. And of course, RJ was somehow 9 for 16 from 3 last year. Like that makes any sense. Airball or brick. Yeah, that's right. Rutgers is 5-3 since January 8th. They got to a hot start in the Big Ten, 3-1, and then they've, been up and down since, which isn't surprising. They did lose Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. from last year's team, which hasn't mattered as much as people would think, probably because Peichel's a great coach and they got some key glue guy depth, good players back, such as Mulcahy, McConnell, and Omori, right? So in conference play. Yep, in conference play.
Did RJ beat down, or did Brad beat down RJ? I don't know. They say that RJ responded well to that. I mean, I was in Vegas and it was ugly. So I don't know what's going on. Anyways, go ahead.
In conference play only, adjusted defense, Illinois second in the conference, and Rutgers is first. And adjusted offense, Illinois 7th, Rutgers is 9th. So I wouldn't expect a ton of scoring in this game, but you never know. And Steve Peichel and Brad Underwood are probably the 2 coaches that have done the most to get their programs back on track, given where the programs were upon inheritance of said program. And like from a recruiting perspective, Rutgers has gotten a 5-star. Brad got Adam Miller. He got Io. He got, Sky Clark. So a lot of recruits and such. I'm not saying, how those guys panned out at Illinois, but they did get the recruits that the previous coach, who is a loser, could not do. Rutgers projected lineup, point guard, Paul Mulcahy, 6'7", 17 points, 3 assists, 3 steals against Michigan State. At the 2, Cam Spencer, didn't even put his height. I don't know why. I don't even know I forgot the height on 2 of these guys.
6'3".
Wow. All right. 42% from 3.
I'll find it. Hold on.
47 for 112 from 3.
6'4". How's close?
Okay. Loyola Maryland transfer, And they got Caleb McConnell at the 3, 6'7", I believe. I didn't put the height there either.
That's right.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last season, could very well do it again this season. 10 steals in the last 5 games for him.
Crypto, see you,
in the
buddy.
last
Thanks
6.
for stopping by.
At the 4, Mawat Mag, 6'7", not a scorer. Double figures scoring in 5 of 23 games this season. And then at the 5, Clifford Omoroloye, 6'11", tremendous rim protector. I put fantastic, switch it to tremendous. Boom.
Yeah.
15 points, 12 boards against Michigan State. So essentially the same lineup as last season, except you plug in Spencer for Baker and Mag for Harper, which is a lot less scoring from at least replacing Harper. But yeah, I mean, a solid team. Probably not a team that's going to be one that you're real afraid to play, but that's not a knock,
I mean, they've won some games. So I was trying to see what Mulcahy averaged last year. 9. He's about the same this year.
The classic Rutgers thing is to lose some horrific non-conference games early.
Yeah.
Like last year they did it. This year they lost to Temple, who isn't that bad, but still they lost to Temple, and Seton Hall they only scored 43 points against. And then last year they lost to DePaul, Lafayette, and UMass. So they can pick. I mean, this is an Illinois Rutgers has literally been home team wins for the last few years. Illinois last year at Rutgers they lost by 11. Home against Rutgers they won by 35. So it kind of goes back and forth in that sense. You look at a couple years ago at Rutgers, Illinois lost by 3. They didn't play home against Rutgers, but neutral site they beat them by 22. And then if you want to stretch that back to 2 seasons ago, they beat Rutgers in Champaign by 3 and didn't play them, or they lost them by 15 on the road. So
yeah, I think I was in Branson. That was early when Illinois was ranked pretty high, right?
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But lucky to not have to go to the rack this year, I would say.
Yeah. You take only playing Rutgers once and you get it at home. So, this is kind of a team like they don't have great scorers, but they have guys that can get going. Like McConnell, if he's hitting the mid range, then you're in trouble. Mulcahy, he likes to back down. He's a lot like Jalen Pickett, but scrawny white guy.
How about Tyler Wall?
Tyler Wall.
Comparison.
Thank you. Tyler Wall would be a better comparison. So
obviously,
thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, Illinois is all about forcing, tough jumpers, and you got to hope that Rutgers misses them. So
I don't know why I'm not worried about Illinois' offense in this game, but I probably should be. I don't know. I just feel like if Illinois gets going a little bit,
I'm worried about Illinois' ball handling this game, because Rutgers is a team that knows how to swipe and get loose balls. And Illinois didn't show much in the Iowa game on that. I mean, going after balls, they didn't get many 50-50 balls.
You know who's really good at that? UCLA.
Yeah.
Beat them. UCLA is the number 3 defense in the country this year. So
beat them early, though. Those games don't matter.
But, okay, it's early, but it's also a team with a ton of veterans.
Will Rutgers game be the first one to 50 points?
No.
It's
going to feel that way, but
I'm going to say 60. But, yeah.
Not a lot of games usually do that. I guess the Illinois-Iowa game did do that, even though the scoring wasn't that high. I mean, 81-79 is not that high. 91-89 is a more normal score for Iowa. But, metrically speaking, on KenPom, adjusted offense, Illinois 49th, Rutgers 119th. Adjusted defense, Illinois 18th, Rutgers 2nd. Adjusted tempo, Illinois 79th, Rutgers 232. And overall, Illinois 25th, Rutgers 15th. So I wonder if Illinois is going to want to try to get out and run or slow it down against them. I would think that getting out and moving a little bit would be a good thing for Illinois in this game, because I think they're a little bit more prone to bad possessions if they just stay in the half court the whole time.
I think that's what Brad always wants, is his team to run a little bit more. I think you have to force turnovers to have that happen. Rutgers, I assume, is probably second in turnovers behind Illinois. Illinois averages like 13 something. Rutgers averages 12. So there's a chance to pick up the pace this game. I think that would be ideal because Rutgers is very good in the half court defense. So,
yep. Players to watch.
Players to watch. I'm gonna go with Coleman Hawkins because who doesn't want to watch Coleman Hawkins?
I'm sure he'll be fantastic.
I put Coleman just because with Cliff Omarui, who is my Rutgers player to watch. I think that if Dane gets in foul trouble, which he's been prone to do lately, you're going to have to see Coleman Hawkins try to guard Cliff Omarui. The good part about that is Omarui is going to have to guard him on the other end. So we're going to see a lot of 22-foot 3-pointers out of Coleman, and I hope he knocks him down. So.
Yep, I'm going Jaden Epps and Cam Spencer. I have to assume that Jaden Epps' matchup in this game will be Cam Spencer. He's the smaller of anybody on the floor for them, despite the fact that he does really play the two. So I would assume from a matchup perspective, you're probably going to see Epps versus Spencer, Shannon versus Mulcahy, Meyer versus, I guess, Mag. I don't know. I mean, Coleman against McConnell, and then Danger against Cliff.
I think you put Meyer on Mulcahy.
Sure.
But that's just me. So I'm not the coach. Players to watch don't have to be the best players, okay? They can be the guys that we want to see if they bounce back. All right.
Which this guy will not. But
predictions. I got 60 in the 60s. I think this game is going to be. I think Illinois is going to pull it out at home. I'll take Illinois 68-64. It's one that I think they kind of need at home against again currently the number 2 team in the league, and you gotta pull this one out.
I'll take Illinois 65-60. Historically speaking, they win at home against Rutgers no matter what. So I think they can do it again here. Although I wouldn't hate if Baker or Harper or one of the two is still there, because I think it takes away a little bit from their defense. But that's just me. I guess Cam Spencer's not a good defender, so whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares at this point? Just win. Just get the win, because you don't want to be on the bubble, which Illinois is really not close to the bubble right now, but you never know.
Not yet.
The good thing for Illinois is that there's a lot of teams in other conferences with bad conference records that have worse resumes than Illinois, like West Virginia and others. So yeah, they'll be fine. All right. I need to get out of this before it kicks me off again.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us through that mess. Don't buy Comcast, I guess.
I don't know. Usually pretty good. Good.
They are. I'm just joking. Comcast, we'd love a sponsorship. Thanks.
I'm sure that'll happen. Yeah. All right. We'll see everybody after this game. So.
Yeah. What time is the game?
1 o'clock, I believe. 1 o'clock.
What are you doing Saturday?
Don't know. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Keep an
eye out. Keep an eye out. Maybe a watch party.
Just win the game. Okay, bye.
Later.